Louisiana beer reviews. We're looking at Steel Reserve Alloy Series Spiked Tangerine, introduced in 2020 initially as the mystery beer. Steel Reserve mystery beer. I thought it was pina colada. Well, actually, some viewers said that. I said coconut. Mystery flavor reveal. There they go. Mystery flavor revealed. That's the banner at the top. It was $2.29 for this can at Racetrack. Would have been cheaper if I'd have gone to Circle K, but Circle K still has the mystery beer in stock. They're probably trying to dissipate that. Sometimes you could find Steel Reserve Alloy Series for as low as $1.69 a can, but it depends where you go and depends on what month and all. Molson Coors said they were launching sort of an attack on various people. We know who it was with the high fructose corn syrup angle, but just on craft beer in general, because they want to do this, reveal all the ingredients, and it's sort of like a challenge. What do you put in your beer to give it all these flavors, whatever? So there's the ingredients list here. Water, the second ingredient is dextrose, corn syrup. And Claude Diamond asked me, is corn syrup bad? Corn syrup is not bad, it's just a syrup made out of corn. Now, the third ingredient is barley malt. There's yeast, hop extract, sucrose, which is what? Table sugar? Citric acid, natural flavors, which are flavors that come from natural sources, obviously. Malic acid, sodium benzoate. You always want to get some sodium benzoate in you. Certified colors, meaning food coloring. Potassium sorbate, added for freshness. And sodium citrate, that's a chemical added for tartness. So, have you had your chemical drink today? Flavored ale, here's a disclosure, flavored ale, and they describe that as malt beverage with natural flavors and certified colors, so it's an ale. Now, brewed for extra gravity and exceptionally smooth flavor. I had it in the fridge. Well, it's a Dynamite label. Got all these colors, sort of a brush strokes, color scheme, like paint brush strokes, black, yellow, orange, silver. On a silver can, I should say. Nice looking. Now, Angel Bradley beer reviews, he's the one that nailed it. I watched his video of the mystery beer. He took one sip and a sniff and he said, that's Tangerine. This was back in September when the mystery beer first came out. I said, he got it. Unless he had inside information, and I doubt that happened. So now it's colored. Remember when they first issued the mystery beer, and then the head's going to dissipate right away as it does with these flavored ales, these flavored malt beverages. Seems like a lot of these are ale, so I guess they're using ale yeast and they're brewing them at a higher temperature. Maybe the ale, it's expedited. You know, lager has to be cellared for a long time. Cold brewed, aged. These are quick to the market, I guess. All right, clear, mostly. Orange from the food coloring. There is actually a bit of a haze to it, depending on how the light hits it. Some bubbles. I think Miller, meaning Molson Coors, is trying to bring a lot of fun back to the beer hobby, because you get a lot of the stuffy craft beer. You know what I'm saying? Beer snob people, they're always like hating everything and they're dour and just kind of like nothing. And certainly something like this, they would just be appalled by it, because beer is not about having fun. I don't know what their angle is. It's strange. Although I will say most of those guys that I watch, they know what they're talking about. It's just that the sense of fun escapes some of these people. It does smell like tangerines. I wouldn't have guessed that. Never would have guessed it was a type of orange. Am I a person that drinks flavored beer a lot? Well, go look at my fridge. Well, you can't actually, but if you did, you wouldn't see too many flavored beers. I do these more as a lark or just something to check out. I used to be more stuffy about it, like I'll never touch those kind of products. And then I was like, why are you being like that? And I relented, and it's a lot more fun being more open-minded and just interested in these things. They're a big part of the market. Go to any local grocery store, and like H-E-B in the Houston area has an entire section dedicated to these. All right, that's basically a tangerine flavoring. You say, you mean like tang? Yeah, think of it as like very strong knockout beer tang. Tart. It's tart. It's sugary sweet. What do you expect? It's got sugar added. The body is high, medium, nearly heavy. The finish is dry. It's not that high fructose corn syrup dryness. I know that because Molson Coors uses, they always say, we use no high fructose corn syrup in any of our beers, unlike those other people with their Clydesdales who we won't name. Very carbonated. It's like the whole idea is, do people take orange flavored Hawaiian punch and put vodka in it? You know they do. Now you might say, why would a person want to drink that? Like, why would they need that in their life? Well, first, they don't need it in their life. I don't know why they would want to drink it. They do, okay? And some people drink these all the time. I can't deal with that. I mean, I can't say that they're bad. Oh, they're so bad. I had the sneaky tiki. I had the kinky hard. Oh, what they call extra kinky. That's the 8%. They're all like, these knockouts are all 8 to 10. Then you got some super knockouts. I guess these cold cock ones called like MXD from Rochester, New York. We know who's making it there. 12%. And they're in 23 and a half ounce cans. No, they might be. No, I bought them in 16 ounce cans. If you drink one 16 ounce can of the MXD, the mixed, it's like, where do I go? Who do I turn to? You know, that kind of thing. So they're a little too strong. They taste good though. They're on the level here of this. You got Mike's Hard or Seagram's Escapes, Spiked, which I'm seeing more and more of those. That's really taken off from Seagram's. They've got the Smirnoff Ice Smashed. Seeing more of that. Just soda. Blueberry and what? Coconut? I can't remember. They smashed the flavors together. That's what the smash is. 2 different flavors mixed. So everybody, Natty, you got the Natty Rush, which I think is being phased out, but they got the Natty Daddy Lemonade. Everybody's doing it. You say, well, just because everybody's doing it doesn't make it right. Correct. But on the other hand, it doesn't make it necessarily wrong either. So what's right about the product? Well, it's clean tasting, more or less fruity candy beer. Now you might say that's not good. But yeah, but some people like that. I'm not a fan of it. Okay? I'm not. Aside from the few hundred reviews I've done, I'm not into it. Don't really get any beer flavor. There might be an underlying malt, pale malt thing going. Anyway, they construct the malts and process it to where they're like a vodka, odorless, tasteless, clear substance. They look kind of gray, really, kind of a yellowish gray, kind of a washed out gray. And then the flavor comes from the added flavors, natural or artificial. Sort of like a blended whiskey. The flavors are not coming from the grain whiskey, the clear, odorless, colorless corn base. This is the corn base. When you drink in blended Scotch or blended Irish or blended American or blended Canadian, where's the flavor coming from? The 80% malt corn base? No. It's coming from the 20% single malt whiskey or the straight bourbon whiskeys. And here, not coming from something like that, but it's coming from the flavorings added. So it's the same concept. And there's a good write-up about that on Trader Joe's website. Do you taste the booziness, the alcohol? I mean a little bit, but it isn't too profound. After you drink the can, you're going to realize it's more profound than you had first believed. But I did the other side. What's wrong about it? I mean, in my mind, what's wrong about it is it's like you're trying to avoid the flavor of beer. You're trying to have the beer experience, and you don't want to taste beer. And what is generally associated with beer, the flavors and aromas generally associated with common American beer. And it's like cheap, sugary candy product. You know, and you say no connoisseur in their right mind would give any positive regard to that. I can accept that. And I actually agree with that. But I'm not fixated on worrying about this, okay? Just because it exists doesn't make me wake up a little sadder every day, which goes back to the original point of some people seem like, and I was that way at one time, but like concerned about it, like, well, this is just what's wrong with the beer world today. Where the person talking might be what's wrong with the beer world today, you know, if you look at it at that angle, or from that angle. I mean, it's fine. It's not hurting anyone. It's not insidious. You say, well, it could be insidious. People could drink too much, and have a lot of life problems. Yeah, but the product is a neutral product. It's not morally good or bad. It's morally neutral, right? It's the utilization of it that can be a good or bad thing. So, in my case, it's going to be a good thing. I'm enjoying it, you know, within that context. I'm not going to drink too much since I only bought a can, and I wouldn't want to drink more than one can, and I would have preferred buying a pint. Oh, the original Clubtails, I guess they're the king of flavored ales because they taste the best. They're all natural. They come from Canada. I mean, that doesn't make it better or worse. It's just that's where they come from Geloso group. But overall, I don't like this kind of stuff. I don't have any really I have respect for it because it's an important part of the industry. I don't have any kind of like good regard for it. You understand? I know what I'm dealing with. People will tell me sometimes like, "Do you realize what you're dealing with?" Yeah, but it is well done. And if you're looking for a flavored ale, one of these concoction items, I mean, let's be honest, it is an A. It's well made. It tastes exactly the way they wanted it to taste. So in my case, I don't buy them except to review them. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. I forgot to mention Red's Wicked. There's so many you can't keep up. I cannot disparage it. I cannot. At the end of the day, as they like to say in 2010, at the end of the day, I got to give it an A. It's a 93 out of 100. It's a most excellent flavored ale. Now you can take that how you want to take it. You can feed in, which I will. You can feed into the Molson Coors attitude of it's not that serious. We're just having fun. It's a mystery beer, you know. Just look at their Facebook post about this. It's pretty obviously they get the joke. You know, they get it. And I used to not get it. It went over my head, and I was like, you know, what does this all mean? And then I said, oh, okay. So it's fine. I mean, it's fine, and it's a big seller. I mean, go to any convenience store, it's there. It is the money. You know, it's like the 1995 movie. The house is doing well. So anyway, Laissez Le Bon Temps Relais, an A product for good or ill, probably more for good. And I'm going to end this flavored ale review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.